So let's go through the answers for understanding credit cards to review for your upcoming quiz. Number 1, transferring debt from one credit card to another is C, balance transfers. Number 2, charged if the account balance goes over the credit limit is G, over the limit fee. The maximum amount of charges allowed to an account is D, credit limit. Number 4, the cost of credit expressed as a yearly interest rate is B, annual percentage rate. Number 5, the interest rate that may be charged right after a credit card account is opened is E, introductory rate. 6, an interest rate that may change depending on other factors such as the prime rate is I, variable rate. Number 7, a yearly fee that may be charged for having a credit card is A, annual fee. 8, charge when a cardholder does not make the minimum monthly payment by the due date is F, late payment fee. And 9, the interest rate charged on new transactions if the penalty terms in the credit card contract are triggered is H, penalty APR. For the short answer is 13% or 18% APR for a credit card better, and why? 13%, because if the balance is carried on the card, you'll pay less in interest. 11, describe the 3 main steps in obtaining a credit card. You should compare different offers, see which card best fits your needs. You'll complete an application form. You'll receive approval based on your credit worthiness, and that will obtain you the card in the first case. 12, how can a consumer avoid paying interest on a credit card? If you pay your balance in full, on time, every month, you will avoid paying interest. What are 2 differences between a debit card and a credit card? Debit cards are tied to your depository institution and credit cards are not. Credit cards may have bonuses and other special features for having it, or extras like airline miles kind of thing. Credit cards provide more protection against fraud. Credit cards allow you to establish your credit history. Online shopping is safer with a credit card. But debit card, you'll only spend what's in your account. So those are just a few of the differences. Describe 2 pieces of information on a credit card statement that you should review closely and why. You should look at the summary of the account activity, your payment information, late payment warning, minimum payment warning. If your interest rates are changing, you should check out your transactions, make sure they're all accurate. So those are just a few things you should look at closely. What typically happens if a cardholder makes a late credit card payment? A late payment fee will be charged and the penalty APR may be triggered. However, I just read an article that most instances, I think it was like 84% of instances when someone called about a late payment, they were able to get that late payment waived. And it didn't have to be if you had excellent credit rating. So keep that in mind. Everybody can be late sometimes. It's not something you ever want to do, but if you make a call and explain your circumstances, it's a possibility you can get that waived. And 3 positive ways to manage your credit card use. Pay your balance in full every month, always pay on time, check for errors, and make sure you understand how your credit will affect your credit history. True, false. Credit card applicants will always be accepted for the card they apply for, but they may have to pay a higher interest rate. It's false. Not necessarily. You will not always be accepted. 18 people under the age of 21 can never receive a credit card is false. Remember, if you have a cosigner or if you can prove a job, can get one younger. 19, an individual's liability for unauthorized creded card charges is much higher than an individual's liability for unauthorized debit card purchases, regardless of when the fraud is reported as false. You are only liable for up to $50 on a credit card, so that's what makes it safer than a debit card. And it is better to use a debit card rather than a credit card when purchasing items online is false. It is better to use a credit card. So those are the answers to your review.